Is Brother Ben here? Brother Ben. Now, Ben got a heck of a program. A lot of people listening to Brother Ben. And Ben tells them about the minister. And Ben tells them about the minister.
All right. Assalamu alaikum, family, and welcome back to your power call. Today, we're going to be listening to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan speak about, speak to the young people. So hopefully it's not too late, but maybe you can tag or share this video with someone who is young in their 20s that needs to hear this important message, on-time message from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So we're not going to waste no time. We're going to get right into it. If you're here for your first time, go ahead and get your notepads out so that you can take notes, and we will be sharing together our thoughts at the end on the Zoom. Here we go.
Well, it's a great joy to see all of you. Would you please be seated? How are you, sir? Glad to see you. Who helped to organize this meeting?
Brother Anthony Shaheed, myself.
Where's Brother Anthony? I want to thank you and Brother Akbar. Who else?
Brother right here.
Stand up, Brother Farrakhan.
Brother Orlando. Who else helped me?
Yes, sir.
Brother from Ferguson, the cop watch from here. Stand up, brother. Date.
I just wanted to personally thank you for helping to make this morning, possible. I hope that you will come out tonight to hear what we have to say. And I'm just very fortunate this morning to be able just to look at you and to see what God is blessing me to see in you. I don't know, my dear brothers and sisters, whether you fully understand who you are and why you are as you are. Why are black young people so feared that the enemy doesn't really care how young we are? When he meets us, he says he's terrified. And he shoots first and never stops to ask a question. It's difficult for you to get inside of the white man's head to know why he's terrified of you. But I'd like to share with you why he's frightened. Did you know that there wouldn't be a white person if we didn't exist? Did you know that all the races came from us? Did you know that you are the mother and the father of every human being that lives on this planet, that they all started from the black man and woman? They're not going to teach you this in school. And you probably didn't go far enough in school to study genetics. But I want to share this with you because you need to rap about this. There was a great white anthropologist. His name is S.B. Leakey, Leake. You can Google him, look him up. Leakey wanted to find the origin of man. He may have stopped in Europe, but he didn't stay there because life did not originate in Europe. You know where he ended up? In Africa, looking at the bones of ancient people. Now, did you know there's a science that they could take your bone and say, oh, this is a black person, or this is a Native American, or this is an Asian, or this is a white person, because your genetic structure is such that you have the strongest of bones. They tried to make slaves of our native brothers and sisters, but it destroyed them. But the more they put on us, we survived. Think about the horror of the transatlantic slave trade. Being stuck in the holds of ships for months, laying in our own urine and defecation. Some of us, if we got a chance, jumped overboard into the open mouths of sharks rather than come to America to be made slaves. And what they took out of Africa was the strongest in Africa. And when we got through the Middle Passage, those that died in the Middle Passage and those that survived were the strongest of the strong. We have been under the worst oppression that has been accorded to any human being in the annals of history, and here we are. You can still laugh and joke and smile and sing and dance. And when white folk look at you and see the power in your moves as you dance today, hip-hop culture spinning on your head, everything that you do, white folk trying to learn how to do it, and you're the teacher. White folk don't know how to play no drums. That's Africa. That's Africa in Cuba, Africa in Central America, Africa among the native people, Africa. So he'll sit in the club all night long just to see how you turn the table when you are the DJ. How you make that sound? The next thing you know, the white boy doing it and you out of a job. No trumpet player play like Miles Davis or like Winston Marsalis, they play, but they play after us. They sing, but they sing after us. I ain't never seen white folk dance like they dance today, but they dancing after us. You are the original of everything. I want you to appreciate who you are. And I'm not talking about one of you, I'm talking about all of us. You are not some Johnny come lately. I'm gonna ask you a question. How old is God? You say, well, wait a minute now. God don't have no birth record. Well, that's how old you are. You as old as God, because you are a direct descendant of him who originated the heavens and the earth. That's why they went to Africa to get you. We built civilizations while the white man was in the hills and cave sides of Europe. He didn't know how to build a house. He didn't know how to bury his dead. He didn't know how to cook food. Go read the history. This is a caveman. They didn't have no fine body like you sisters. Their behind was like a ironing board. Now they want to get a Brazilian butt. That's you. That's an African behind. Oh, you the greatest that there is. And that's why you got to learn to love you. And if you don't love yourself, you will not look out for yourself. You see each other in immature terms. Like I'm a blood, you a Crip. I'm a gangster disciple, you a Stone. Well, this is your organization. But you cannot be defined by the color of your hat or the color of your shirt or any color that you choose. You're defined by the nature in which you are created. You can't even be defined as an African because before Africa was, you were. Oh, brother and sister, just the knowledge of yourself will make you fall in love with you. And then when you look at the brother or sister sitting next to you, that's your family. We don't get no credit killing each other. In fact, the enemy love it. Let the niggas kill each other. That means there's less of them for us to kill, but we gonna kill our share. So Mr. Leakey got into Africa and he found some bones. He said they were 750,000 years old. Now the white fella is a new man. He's a new guy on our planet. Did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Where is he a native? Have you ever heard the white man say, I'm a Native American?
No, sir.
Is he a native from South America? From Central America? He's in Africa. Is he a native African? He been to China. Is he a native from China? He ain't native nowhere. You know what native mean? I'm natural to this part of the planet. So if he's not natural to any part of our planet, notice how I said that. Our planet. The Bible says the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and you are the Lord's. That this whole earth belongs to. And the enemy has had rule over our earth for a season, and his season is up. And the reason he hates you and is afraid of you, because he knows that he came from you. Everything he learned of high science, he got it from black people. When he went to Egypt, which is Africa, and he saw the pyramids, he wondered, how did they do this? Well, it shows you he wasn't the one that did it if he's asking how was it done. And sitting next to the pyramid is the body of a lion and the head of a black man. And it's called in Arabic, Abu al-Hawl, the father of everything. That's who you are. They didn't bring no savage swinging in trees over here. Don't you believe that stuff? Ain't no Tarzan built America. Did you know that you built the White House? Yeah, we were on loan from the plantation when white folk wanted to build a Capitol. So they loaned us to the whites that wanted to build the Capitol. We built it. On the top of the Capitol building is an Indian, a Native American. That's your family. Whether you know it or not, they and you are the oldest people on our planet. Natural. The native people are not only natural to this part, because they didn't originate on this part. They've been here 16,000 years. You are a direct descendant of God himself. You're not black because you're cursed. Some of us think, damn, I wish, I wish I was born a little lighter. So bleaching cream is a big seller now in Africa, where your brothers and sisters who have been enslaved and colonized feel that to be lighter or whiter makes them better. So the blacker you are, you kind of feel, I'm not speaking up.
That's right.
Because I'm black. And as a woman, when you're black, you feel you're not pretty. So the only way you make it in this life is when they make a black woman an object of pleasure for other races. And then we've fallen into that trap by making our own woman, who's the second self of God and us. You're not man's woman. You are God's woman. And when the enemy conquered us as men, a conquering army, the prize is always the woman. Because when two armies meet, when you conquer the army, you've conquered the male member who's the natural protector of that people. When you conquer the male, the prize is called booty. And that's why today when we talk about shake your booty, see, that's the enemy's joy. He conquered us as men, broke us as men, and had access to our women as the prize or booty. And when the white man had access to the black woman, he made all these different colors. And he made the lighter feel we were better than the darker. He gave more privilege to the lighter. And so we began to think if our hair was curly, we had good hair. Who in the hell said hair had a moral quality? Hair is hair. Now, when you say good hair, that means what make it good? Because it's closer to the white boy and his stringy hair. But kinky hair, oh man, that ain't so good. But today you wearing it, baby. And you making everybody respect it. I like that. You're not ashamed of who you are. You just don't know enough about who you are to be yourself. What is yourself? When you and your homie are real close, what do you say? How do you refer to your homie that's real close to you? Say that again.
That's it.
I heard the right answer. Yeah, say that's my dog. Ain't that a... I ain't said nothing. When you call each other the B word, you're saying she's a female dog. And since she produced you, you're the son of a... Don't say it. Dog. See? No, you're not a dog. Now, what's the reverse of dogs? Say it backwards. What did you say? That's who you are. You're a God turned backward. And so now you yourself glorify the term, that's my dog. But I want you to get used to saying, that's my brother God. How could you go to church? I know you don't. I understand, brother. I understand. Because you see pastors and preachers as pimps. And for the most part, that's about right. You know, Grandma go to church all the time, and they tried to bring you there from the day you were 3, or as beautiful as this young girl is, and you sitting there listening to them holler and scream and jump up and down and come home to the same reality. So you don't follow that. But the Bible said God made man in his own image and likeness. So if God made man in his own image and likeness, and you are the first of his creation, he made you a God like himself. Oh, man. You got power, but you don't know how to access it. When he made man, he said he gave him dominion, rule, power over everything, the fowl of the air, the fish of the sea, and every creeping thing that crawls upon the earth. That's for you to master. The Quran uses a different language. It calls you in Arabic Khalifa. Khalifa means one who stands in the place of God. One who stands in the place of God. That's what Adam was supposed to be, that's who you are. And the earth is your province to rule, to master. So what did the enemy do when he brought us out of Africa? How many of you in here know anything about the Machados? These are people that the Portuguese that came out of Europe into the Cape Verde Islands off the west coast of Africa. And their instructions were to go in, these are white people, go in and mix among the African women. Then you produce a lighter skinned black person. Then use that lighter one against the darker one and bring them out of Africa on this slave ship. If you see Brazil, I know many of us have not had a chance to visit Brazil. There are more black people in Brazil than anywhere else in the Western Hemisphere. There's about 80 million of us in Brazil. Now, when you look at the Brazilian, you see a lighter complected black person, but they're catching hell under the white Portuguese. They speak Portuguese, but they're not Portuguese. You speak English, but you're not an Englishman. A Hispanic family, you're not Spanish. Spanish is the language that was imposed on African and Indian people. You're from Haiti. They speak French or Creole. They're neither French nor Creole. But the language of the oppressor was imposed on them. So some of us are black and we have French name. François Choncy. Comment allez-vous aujourd'hui? Now, that's a French black man. Now you got a Spanish black man. And you got an English black man. And you got a Dutch black man. So everywhere the white man went, he made us into himself and then put us at odds with each other. So if I speak English and you speak Dutch, but we both have the same ethnicity, I can't understand you, you can't understand me, we can never unite. Here we are in America, the original people of our planet. Now, the person that Leakey found was called Zinjanthropus. Zinj meaning black, anthropos meaning man, and he had a father. And they kept going back, and they found bones 1.5 million, 2 million, 3 million, 10 million. You could keep going back. You will never find the birth record of the black man and woman because we have no birth record. We are like the God who created the heavens and the earth. Nobody knows when he created himself because there was nobody to record it. That's you. And if you're free enough, you'll master everything that you put your hand to because you are the God.
Go ahead.
And I look at LeBron James. I look at Stephen Curry. Look at Michael Jordan. It's like no white man is on the court. I mean, some of them are pretty good. Pretty good. But they learn from us. When it's football time, you go look. It's us. When it's track time,
Right.
it's us. We the master of the short distance, and Africa masters the long distance. We running the thing. When Serena and Venus went into tennis, tennis was a upscale white thing. We play tennis. When them two black sisters got into that, it was over. What's that boy? The golfer? Yeah, mother named him Tiger. I don't understand, but he became Woods because the white man that had his father in slavery named him after himself. He was Mr. Woods. What is your last name? What's your last name, brother? Say it again. Townsend. And yours, sir? Calvin. And your last name? Starks. And yours, brother? Watson. And yours? Say it again. Spell it for me. Oh, that's a little different. That's a little different. See, Watson, that's Whitey. Taka, that's a black name. See, when the white man owned a horse, a cow, a pig, he branded them. When he owned a black slave, he named us. So if you were on the Jackson plantation, your first name may have been Jesse. I'm just making an analogy. But Jackson only said that you belong to Jackson. If you got traded to Mr. Brown, then your name changed. Your first name may not change, but that last one would show that you were owned by Mr. Brown. Now, imagine how you look. You a black man, black woman. Somebody asks you, what's your name? My name is Harry McGillicuddy. You say, well, how did you, a black man, get a name like that? And you don't even think it's strange.
That's right.
But let a Chinese person come in here. He should have some name like Xiong Ting Zhu. And if he tell you his name is Harry Watson, something wrong with this dude. In other words, we are still walking around with a vestige of slavery attached to us. Now, this is not an anthropological session, but why am I spending time showing you your origin? Oh, brother, you said it perfect. If you know that your root is God, then your branch is also God. See? So here we are, offshoots of the root. Allah says in the Quran, I created you from a single essence, and I made your mate of the same. So no woman is made from no rib of a man. The same essence of God out of which we came is the same essence out of which she came. She is God too. What? Yes, she's a God. Well, you say goddess, I don't take the ESS off of it. She's a God. And if you don't believe that she's a God, God means force and power. Ask her, sweetie, is you a God? She said, well, you tell me.
Right.
I ain't going no further on that line. We can't live without her. She's a part of us. And when you love her, that's loving yourself. When you hurt her, that's hurting yourself. So no man should beat a woman. What kind of respect would you get if you hit your mother? In our world, they kill you for that. Because your mother brought you into this world through fainting and pain. She shed blood to bring us here. We came through blood to get here. Boy, that's a powerful thing, man. And the pain of a mother in giving birth is equal to the pain of life when death comes in. When the body shuts down, it's pain. So every time a woman lays down and gives herself to us, and out of that she produces life, she's extending your life and my life, because you can't live forever. No flesh and blood can live forever. That's why God creates everything in pairs, so that through pairing we reproduce the self. Do you see what I'm saying? So when brother looks at, this is your son, when you look at your beautiful son, you're looking at the extension of yourself. So if we go according to nature's laws, you will live 70, 80, 90, 100 years. You put into your son the wisdom of your life experience, then you and I go to sleep and your son goes on. If you're lucky, you see a grandchild, because your child grows up and repeats the cycle. That's you going on. But you can't live forever physically, but you live forever in what you produce. So if God and us is the same, he made man in his own image. His physical body has to die, but his mind, his spirit lives, and he reproduces himself. So as God was, God is, and God shall always be. You were, you are, and you will always be. Now, why did I spend that kind of time? When the white man sees you, he sees his beginning and he sees his end. You can say, like Jesus, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, saith the Lord. And when he looks at you, young black man, young black woman, have you heard Farrakhan say that this generation is the greatest generation we have ever produced? You may ask Farrakhan, stop that. That's what they call hyperbole. The boy's just blowing stuff up. No. You are the greatest generation we have ever produced because you're born out of the suffering of your people to end that suffering totally. You are the generation that the enemy knew was coming. See, they made our grandfathers call them Massa, great-grandpa. Massa Thomas, Massa Woods, Massa Clark, Massa Jackson, and white folks walked around, yes. Beat this nigga, give him 50 lashes. He didn't say Massa right. And if you grew up in the South, your mother would be telling you things to protect you from the evil of the white man. When you see him coming, go off and get off the sidewalk and, and walk in the street. And when you see him, if you got your hat, tip your hat. Morning, sir. She didn't necessarily tell the daughter that. But you the man. And when you come up, they figure the challenge is going to come from you, the black male. Now, grandma, grandpa, they were afraid of the white man. And most of our people live in fear of white people. When we talk to them, we scratch and we ain't itching. We bend and we bow. And you see, even the best of us are afraid of them. But at last, the real love has come along. The black man today is the generation that God was going to use to answer the cry of justice that is the cry of our ancestors. You are that generation of young gods, male and female. How does he act when you don't scratch, you don't bend, you don't bow? They're frightened. This is a generation we can't control. Great-grandma was controlled by the church. You didn't hear me. If they smack you on one cheek, what you should do? Oh, that's good news for white folk. If they take your coat, offer them your pants. Pray for your enemy and love your enemy. That put us in control. Remember what the Lord said. The Lord said we should love everybody. But how come the Lord don't love everybody? If the Lord don't love everybody, are you greater than the Lord who created you? Well, the Lord does love everybody. Well, why he killed so many? See, you might love same-sex marriage. I don't know. You might have a male boyfriend or a female girlfriend. I don't know. But that's not your natural order. That's what has happened as a circumstance in our lives. Black women look for and want a real man. They don't want this freak that they're maybe married to. Oh, hell. They want a real man. And if you let her work and you stay home, ain't no way in hell she can honor and respect you. Because the nature of God in man is that he must provide for, maintain, and make a way for his woman and his children. But when you don't have a job, but you can make a baby, and you don't give the woman not even enough money to buy Pampers, how can she honor you, respect you, and love you? She saw something in you when she laid down and gave herself to you. But we disappointed her. That's why women fill up the church. Because Jesus is a real man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ain't that something?
Yes, sir.
And the pastor claimed he represent Jesus. So she look at the pastor like he's a real man and he's pimping.
Come on.
She gets the preacher the nice car, the nice home. Well, that's what hoes do for the pimp. But he does his in the name of God. The real pimp say, "That's me, baby. Don't get out and work for me." Now, brothers, that's not the way you should treat your woman. And when she loses confidence in us as men, and she meets another woman who has the same experience with a man, and it's usually painful, they share their pain with each other, and they kind of love each other in a real sense, but they not really lesbians. They just practicing lesbian behavior because we are so disappointing and they don't need us anymore. White men make machines and they sell them in the store. And they can go longer than 2 or 3 minutes. How did I get into that? Though it's comical, on the other side of it, it's tragic. You can never be a woman, brother, even if you try. No. We're going to be real now. I'm going to keep it 100. Sister, you can never be a man, even if you try. And we can never be women if we are males, no matter how hard we may try. The best you can be is what God created you to be. But we have not become the man that God made us to be. Most of you right now probably have spent a little time in prison, in jail, because that's where we're programmed. The enemy says, well, I controlled your grandma and grandpa with religion. And there's another group of you that I brought to my colleges and universities and gave them scholarships and opportunities, and I control that segment of the black population by education and offering them a place in my world. But there's a young generation coming. I don't know how to control them and say, yeah, you can control them through offering them drugs. Anyone who has experienced crack has had an experience that is very difficult to break away from. Once you become a crack addict, all your God powers are translated into a lie to get your next hit. You become a masterful liar to get the drug. So today it's so bad in the hood that the brothers don't want to go to jail for the sale of the drug, so they start selling the woman. So turning the woman to turn tricks so that the man and the woman both can survive. That's how your God powers are being turned. The enemy knows he can't control you anymore with stupidity. He has to control you with drugs. And then, check this one out. We all love a little bling bling. And like our fathers, if I was a doctor and I could drive in the hood with the latest Cadillac, I was king for a day or a week. Because, man, when the people saw that fine-looking car and I stepped out in a fine suit, the young brothers would say, damn, you know, Doc is doing all right. Hell, I don't want to go 12 years in school to get that, man. Is there a shortcut? You see your entertainers. Any of you who have been in the field of music and entertainment, you got to pay some dues to really become great over a long period of time. And some of us want instant gratification, like you like instant coffee, instant this, instant that. So now you become a rapper. And the record executives will give you a contract, but they don't want you to talk the wisdom that I've been talking to you today. See, if you got up talking about the black man is the first, hey, that's not going to sell. You got to do something different. Public Enemy, KRS-One. Come on, they had wisdom in their rap. And you liked that. You had the beat. You didn't even have to go to school because they were teaching now. And the babies, don't let them tell you that your child got attention deficit disorder. And then they send them to get some drug. And if you're not aware, sisters, you allow the enemy to drug your baby with Ritalin, which is a small dose of cocaine. But watch your baby. I've been watching this one since he been here. He been in that TV. In that computer. He ain't got no attention deficit disorder. Watch the babies playing games. They stay there for hours. And their hands moving so quick. It's the enemy that gives you things that attract your mind, but the education don't attract your mind. If I took your picture right now and developed it and sent it to you, who would you look for?
Me.
Who?
Me.
Who's me? You wouldn't look for me if I was in the picture with you. You'd look at yourself first. Oh, I'm looking all right. Well, Farrakhan, So if you don't see yourself in the education, you're not interested. Who the hell is George Washington? What did he do for us? Christopher Columbus. Stop it. They discovered America, and millions of our native family were sitting right up in here. This is crap. Excuse me. This is, yeah, crap. That they feeding us and they call it education. And the children don't want it. It's not that they don't want knowledge. They don't want that. Because it's nothing but a dose of white supremacy called education. So now, how do we control these niggas now? Because these young ones, when I look at them, and the younger you are, see the old Turks that started the gangs, see the young ones don't even listen to you no more. The young ones done killed so many, they look at you and you better not get out of line because they'll bust a cap in you. You understand what I'm saying? And they keeping it 100. Sensei, nigga. They real, man. So when they see you, they see their end. I'm going to close with this. You young people are called the Joshua generation. Joshua was akin to Moses. Moses was not no integrationist. Moses wanted land for the children of Israel. Joshua spied out some land. And he came back and told Moses and Aaron, yeah, I seen the land. He said, but there's some giants over there in that land. And when the children of Israel heard that, they told Moses, well, Moses, I tell you what, you and your God go in and clean out those giants. And if you do that, then we'll go in the promised land. You remember the last speech that Dr. King gave? He said, I've been to the mountaintop. And I looked over and I've seen the promised land. He said, I may not get there with you. He knew something was coming. You know, when death is upon you, some of us can really feel it and know it. Dr. King knew it. He lived with death. He said, I may not get there with you, but we as a people will get to the promised land. Now the elders, they don't want to leave white folks to go into no promised land. Not the elders. The elders are tied to this world, tied to this people. They don't want to break from Pharaoh. But the young don't give a damn. The young say, well, hell, I never thought I would live to see 21. I live with death every day. So I'm not afraid to die. That's what got the white man controlling your fathers and your mothers, because they're afraid to die. And that's why they won't stand up. So every generation, they pass on a legacy of cowardice. But this generation is not going to have it. Because we are already dead. You can't die again. You're already dead. I just had a meeting with the police chief. Yeah. Y'all know who he is. Y'all know who he is. And I just said to the chief, I said, look, chief, I said, you got some Ku Klux Klan mentality police that have a mind of hate. for our people. And they promised Elijah Muhammad that they were going to be in the police department in the 50s. Now they are there. They got the same mind of the Ku Klux Klan, but they're wearing a blue uniform now with a badge and a gun and a taser. And they can't wait to kill you. What you say, eager? Hell yeah. As eager as a hungry man to go to McDonald's and get a and I'm loving it. Brother and sister, you don't see no giants. Your parents do. They're trying to keep you safe. You see that picture in Baltimore? The young brother had a stone in his hand, throwing them at the police, and the police were backing up. The mother saw her son with that stone in his hand, and she knew it was her son. And she grabbed that boy and put a hurting on his head. Drop that stone. What are you doing? See, that's the old generation, a good mother, wanting to protect her child. But her son was a new generation. And every stone that he threw it in the name of one of his homies that the police had killed.
Think about this then.
See? That's the difference between the old generation and you. And that's why you are in danger at this minute. Their intention is to kill off the young black male. That's in the scripture. Go read it. We were making babies. You making babies. You don't know what to do with them. But you know how to make them, because there ain't no school for that. You just got a feeling. And oh, what a feeling. That's why we'll always procreate, because it's the nature of the human being to produce after himself. White folks ain't producing many babies, you know. And many of you may have your little white girlfriends, you know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it 100. Now you got your little white girlfriend and you know, and now she pregnant. And here she come with a mulatto baby. He ain't white, you know. So you killing white people softly. That's right. Firing away. Yeah, you firing away. They say don't fire till you see the whites of their eyes. You say don't fire till you see the whites of their... You firing away, and we got a whole new generation of half-white black people. Our president is one like that. Some of us have white parents. I would never tell you to disrespect your parent, no matter what their color is. Honor your mother.
That's right.
Honor your father. Because whether they've been there for you or not, they're the reason that we are here. So honor them and respect them. But they want to keep you safe. They don't want you to anger the white man. But you are that generation that don't care. What you're looking for is the right leadership. I saw what you said to my brother, Reverend Jackson, when he showed up in Ferguson. I said, oh, man. I felt sorry for Jesse. No, I'm not lying to you. I felt sorry for Jesse because he's yesterday's leader that got us to where we are. But he's not today's leader that can take you where you need to go. But we respect him for what he did. But they politicians, they talk, but they talk nice words. See, that crap don't make it today. You gotta shoot straight words. No diplomacy. Tell it like it is. When you see that kind of man, then you know. Well, after you saw the Breakfast Club, you said, damn.
Yes, sir. Come on now.
That's Farrakhan. How come I didn't know about him? Because the white man will never tell you about me. Because I've been kicking his behind for 60 years. And if you go up on YouTube and get me speaking 40 years ago, ain't no change in me. Because he's worse today than he was then. So my brothers, my sisters, you are the people that are going to inhabit the promised land. You. And God is going to allow the elders to die out. Remember that picture in the Bible? Let the elders die out in the wilderness, and I'll take their children. That's you. But some of the elders, man, they stronger than acid. Because they've been through the fire. And as Shaka sang, I've been through the fire. And all our women been through the fire. And it's time now to put some coals on that fire, because we are at the end of the enemy's rule over us. I close with this. You know, Jesus was a master teacher. After he said these words, love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. That's the first commandment. The second one, love your neighbor as yourself. Then he said, on these two hang all the law and the prophets. Then later on, he's about to go, and he says, this commandment I give you today. Love you one another, even as I have loved you. He's about to give his life. And he wants us to love each other like that, that I'll lay down my life for you, because you are not my dog. You are my brother, flesh of my flesh, and blood of my blood, and bone of my bone, and I will not hurt you. But I will die before I let the enemy harm you. See? Love ye one another, even equal to the way I've shown, Jesus talking, my love for you. And let me tell you, when we can break down the gang conflicts and really see that we're the same people, we have no right to kill each other like that. We're not justified in killing somebody because they show a different gang sign or they wear a different color. That's your family that you're killing. That family member that you kill, and they retaliate and we die, the white man sits back and laughs because he got us now doing his job for him. How can I go to Washington and take on the government, which I'm going to do anyway, because that's the real enemy? But you can send me there with greater strength if I know that I'm coming with an army of black men and women behind me that love each other and are willing to pay the price for us to be free. So I'll talk more about it tonight. It seems like I'm really working myself pretty hard, going in and out of all these cities to talk to our people. And I'm talking to the Native Americans. That's your family too. And many of you right now have Indian blood in you because they opened the door. When we ran off the plantation, many of the Indians took us into their tribes. And we intermixed with them as they really are original people like we are. They're from the beginning like we are. And now they have 56 million acres of land called reservations. And the government got it locked down. So we're going after the government because what's under their foot is $1.5 trillion in mineral wealth that they can't access because of the government. We're going after it. So don't walk with me if there's punk in you.
Go ahead, say that.
I'm not a suicide man. But you know, when you've had enough, you don't give a damn. I told the chief today, I said, Chief, we are already dead. So when we get to the point where we can't take this no more, see, you really don't want to die. We are already dead. Say, you'll kill us. You got all the weapons to kill us with, but we're already dead. So if we rise up, we can turn America upside down.
Yes, sir.
We don't have to do that, though, brother and sister. But we should be willing if it's forced to. We ain't Samson. Samson was a pretty strong cat, but he was blind. He let that woman blind him, you know. You and Delilah. You know how she is when she come around you. Oh, I don't know how to call you. How should I say it? African American, Negro, colored. Oh, baby, you know what I mean? Just. And she get to the secret of your head. And today you're spiritually blind. We can pull the pillars of this house down on him But unfortunately, if we do that, we die right along with him. God want to save us, but he want to kill our enemies. So we got to get out of the way so God can get to him. So Dr. King said, we don't have to go around acting bad, talking bad, throwing Molotov cocktails. Elijah Muhammad said similar. If we learn to fire the cannon of our unity. Now suppose millions of us go to Washington in unity. We ain't going there to dance. We're not going there to shake our behinds. We ain't going there to finger pop. We're going there to put our case before the government and before the world, and it's justice or else. There's something that the or else has to do with us, but the real or else is God himself. Don't you know if God were not with me, I couldn't have been in America talking like this and still alive? The enemy tweets and say, Farrakhan ain't dead yet? Talking like that? No, I'm not dead yet.
Go ahead.
But I'll tell you what, I'm so loved by God. Because I'm not doing, or I'm doing what none before me have done. We're here to finish the work of Malcolm. Finish the work of Martin. Finish the work of Garvey. Finish the work of Noble Drew Ali. Finish the work of Sojourner Truth and all of our black ancestors that fought this enemy.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This generation finishes it all, and when we die, our children will have freedom and justice, equality in a land of our own. Yeah. So I don't intend to be a general that's in the back
Go ahead.
ordering troops. I intend to lead troops.
Go ahead.
I mean, there's a difference, man. See, the generals calculate on your life. Well, we're going to lose so many when we take this hill. But I'm so valuable in the eyes of God, I want to go in front. Because I know if they kill me, all of them going to die. So I love you. And I'm willing to give my life in a minute if it would produce your freedom. I love our women, and I want to see our women respected and honored and protected. And I love our men, because I know you the real man. All you need is the guidance of God. My son gave me a message that I should close with. Leakey was an anthropologist, and he was in league with a geneticist named Mendel. And if you go far enough in school, which you don't have to, because if you feed from the mouth of God, it don't make any difference if you don't have their degree. I don't have their degree.
Go ahead.
But their degree people sit at my feet. Because I'm not taught of man. I'm taught of God. Steve Jobs didn't graduate from Harvard. But because that man gave us the iPhone, and now we bypass the media. With that iPad and the iPhone and the smartphone, you can tap into any library anywhere in the world. You don't need this crap. And you should be ashamed paying all that money, going into debt for an education that you can't even use. We need a new educational system that's coming up out of God and out of us. Mr. Mendel said, light skin is recessive. Dark skin is dominant. You can get the recessive from the dominant, but you can never get the dominant from the recessive. And he went on to say, light eyes are recessive. Dark eyes are dominant. You can get the light eyes from the dominant brown and black eye, but you can never get the black and brown from the blue-eyed.
Go ahead, Brother Minister.
You are the original people of this earth, and God wants to put us back in our original position. So when you leave me today, and I hope you have time to be with us tonight, because I don't really want to talk unless I see the young. No, I'm serious. I will talk to the elders, but I don't want to talk unless I see the young. Because our hope is no more in the elders. Our hope is in the young who are unafraid, who are willing to lay it all down, that our elders and our ancestors' cry for justice will be answered. So I thank you for listening, and I thank God for allowing me this time with you. And I just really want you to start practicing love for yourself. Go home and look in the mirror. You are too beautiful for words. If you can see the beauty in a bouquet of flowers that represents the creative genius of God.
Go ahead.
If you can look at the ring on your finger, if you have a stone, all these stones created by God of all colors, you can see mountains of different hue. He creates the hue, but everything started in darkness and then came out into the light. You are the God, children, as David said, of the Most High God. And he ain't the Most High because he smoked the most crack. Keeping it real. I was high when I came in here tonight. Couldn't you tell? But I wasn't stumbling over my words. I didn't have no notes in front of me. I'm high. Not high that I come down. I stay up all the time because what I'm using is free and it's for all of us. It's the wisdom of God in the Word. And that belongs to you. So I pray that God will give me life and protect my life until I can feed you as much of this word as I can get. And then the rappers, I'm looking to you to take that word and fix it in the way you know how to do and put that funky beat to it. And them that want to shake their booty, now you shake it while you learn it.
That's right.
And then get up from there and be your beautiful self.
That's right.
And if you're going to party,
Party with a purpose.
party with a purpose.
Praise be to Allah. What a message, man. Once again, from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, man. Message to the youth. If you have a young son, a young daughter, nephew, man, I think that's definitely something that they need to hear. The way that the minister laid that out beautifully. If you have something that you would like to share that stood out to you, go ahead and press it number 1 at this time on the Zoom. If you are on Zoom with us this morning or this afternoon and you would like to share something that stands or stood out for you, go ahead and press it number 1 at this time. One of the things that stood out for me, in particular, the minister mentioned that he doesn't have a degree, but those who have the degrees sit at his feet because he's taught by God. And it makes me think about when we say accept your own and be yourself. Some of us discount the knowledge that you have, the teachings that you have access to, maybe because you're comparing yourself to the wrong thing. Your standard of value is compared maybe to the wrong thing. And what I mean by that is some of us have been in the nation 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years now. And we saying that we have supreme wisdom. We have the exegesis that from the messenger of Allah, the exalted Christ who met with the God face to face. So we got to understand, not maybe of every word in the book, but majority of it, or a lot of it, a good amount of it, to where it can transform our lives. And we've seen it done with our own lives, and we've seen it done with others. Yet we discount what we have because we don't have the degree. So if those who have the degree is sitting at the feet of the minister and he's been teaching you, he's your teacher, he's our teacher, what does that make you? What does that make us? So you think you're nothing. You think you don't have much. You don't really have much to offer because you maybe don't have this degree in their world. But man, who are you in the eyesight of God when you take in this teaching and you go into the study groups and you understanding message to the black man and you understanding how to eat to live and you understanding these study guides? Do you know what type of knowledge you have access to, that you have learned to interpret and understand, that you have, we now have the opportunity to share with others and change their life? Man, you more powerful possibly than the doctor, than the lawyer. See, I'm talking about you giving real life to the dead, man. To the real us. Brother Nuri said, we not a body with a mind in it. We're a mind with a body wrapped around it. So you feed the spirit with the word that you have, man. So who are we to say that the minister, he's the Messiah. He's the modern Jesus. And look at him. He's the divine warning guide. Yet we his student, we don't think we nothing. That don't even make sense. Come on now. It says, let this mind, the same mind that was in what? Christ, be in you. Let's just ask the question. Well, who mind did the Christ have? If he's saying, I am one with my Father, hey, man, I'm submitting my will to do the will of the Father. Whatever he bid me to do, I do. Whatever he bid me to say, I say. So if we have the mind of Christ and Christ had the mind of God, well, who mind do we have when we accept our own? take in the teaching that has been brought to us, and we just be ourselves. Who mind do we really have? Now imagine God now, because you just heard what the minister said. Now we God, not even to the sisters. You not goddess, you God, force and power. Now imagine God having low self-esteem. He said, how old is God? God don't have no birth record. We learned that in our student enrollment. Well, he said, you too. You a direct descendant of God. Now imagine God feeling self-doubt. Imagine God being afraid to go impact his people. Imagine God, having second thoughts and holding him or herself back. See, so when the minister said, oh man, the love for yourself, the more you know, when we know ourselves and we know who we really are, but then accept it, man, our knowledge grows, our love grows, our respect grows, and then our actions should match what we believe, what we start to submit to in our mind. So that's the part that stood out for me. And then he said the iPhone. Steve Jobs didn't graduate from no college. He said, but he have this device now, the iPhone, we can bypass their education and go to any library at a snap of a finger. He said you ought to be ashamed of yourself paying all that money going into debt for an education you can't even use. Ooh. I mean, he's just showing us how today the excuses are eliminated. So man, that's one of the things that stands out for me. Let's start off with Sister Shireen.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
I was just wanting to thank Allah for giving us another opportunity with Minister Farrakhan to try and get this right, because even the people that follow, the Garveyites that's still around, the Malcolm X people, all the conscious community people, they're still not leading the charge, so they reject everything. They say, oh, this ain't this and the minister ain't that, and but they not taking the lead and confronting the enemy head on. And so I'm just grateful that even now he's 91 years old and he's still saying, I will rock with whoever come to get this. You know what I'm saying? And we have to, if we scared, just get in back of him, because he's already saying what's gonna go down. And everyone is running around all afraid of this was it Project 2025 or whatever that thing, some plan that the enemy has. The enemy got a plan for us for every year. It every year there's a plan for us. Every year they talking about what they gonna do to us, how they gonna poison us or make us fall into some fad that's gonna be detrimental to our health and lead our children astray. But if we had gotten in back of the minister, let's just say 5 years ago, with the 3-year economic plan, right? Black people could have been contributing $5 a month, $15 a month, $2 a month. And we would have had something substantial to stand on. But they would rather say, and they proud to say it, I know I'm voting for the lesser of two evils, but I'm still going to vote because our people died for this. You openly saying you going to vote for the devil, but you won't trust your brother with $5 a month for 3 years. And he's telling you he's a man of God. And he's been saying it, and nobody has been able to refute it. Nobody has doubted it. Nobody has shown evidence to contradict anything he has said. Everything he has said has come to pass. And so we really look stupid as a people right now, running around once again scared, and then 4 more years later scared, running around. It's just dumb at this point. It's just dumb. And anybody that is banking on this election changing their life for because one or the other is going to be put in power, it's hard to call you a believer in God. It's really hard to do that because you openly saying you're going to vote for the devil. You know you're going to vote for somebody that's about to spend taxpayer money to bomb innocent people to get access to some land when there's people right here that's starving and the schools are in a deplorable condition. So that's it. I'm finished. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
You too, Sister Dr. K.
Assalamu alaikum. So, okay, so I again today was kind of like this message was kind of like a little spanking for me a little bit. It's for the youth, but hey, it's for me too. So I'm gonna just kind of touch on a few things that stuck out to me. When the minister mentioned we must learn how to access the power within us. Just, with me, accessing the power, it's like I know I know what I have. I know the gifts that are within me, but just understanding how to not just know it, but to just really how to access that power or not, or the power to do. It's like I know it's there, but when you have the movement, the go, the do, man, it's just like it's man, it's just difficult. It's hard. It's hard. Um, it says through pairing, you reproduce yourself. I think about my children and I think about not just my children, the youth, and then lately I've been having this, different situations lately with elders and the youth. I always find myself connected to the youth because one, I love being around the young people. It empowers me, one, but also and I learn so much from them. And then the other thing is like with our elders, it's like they don't listen. They don't listen. They can't understand. Like there's been multiple situations I've been in lately where I'm talking to the elders or older people, and it's like they don't get it. Even with me where I'm at in my life and going through school all these years and then feeling like I never got anything from it but a big debt, just a bunch of debt. And now being in a place where I'm like tapping into like doing for myself, the elders, like they don't inspire me as much. The people who are inspiring me are my children. They're the ones to keep me motivated. They're the ones to keep me, like, Mom, you can do this, or, trying to teach me and show me how to do it. Youth, I don't want to talk to the elders. I'll talk to the elders, but if there are no youth there, then it's like I don't want to talk to them. So just being connected to the youth, we want instant gratification. That's also a struggle with me when uh, talking about as I'm building, you know, I think, Brother Ben, yesterday you were talking about, I can't really pinpoint exactly how you said it, but you were talking about us like pretty much kind of like making excuses. You have all, it's almost like you have all the tools.
I don't know if it's just me, but you're going in and out. I can't hear you.
Doing it. And it's like, honestly, I even wanted to jump on yesterday and say, it's like, it's so hard when you're like, okay, I want to do these things, but then I get hit. I open up a piece of mail and it's like, I got these bills. And it's like all these other things are hitting me that are immediate things that I'm like, well, man, how do I pay these bills but still build? Like, how do I do that? And then I just kind of get succumbed by all of the other things that I have to deal with. And then it makes me, it stops the momentum. So then I stop moving because I'm like, oh man, I can't build this when I got to deal with this. So, just that instant gratification and, wanting it quickly and all of those things. And then when the minister said, fire the cannon of our unity, just talking about once again unity. When we unite, we can, that's when we can like break down these systems. And I think about going back to how everyone, you notice everyone who's able to unite together as far as, with, supporting the politics and all that and raise all this money. But then when it's time to unite for a bigger cause, for something that's really important, we can't unite. We can't come together. It's wild. It's just crazy. So anyway, I thank you for this, Brother Ben. I thank you for this little scolding that I got today from the minister. I need it. I'm just going to stay consistent. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep striving. And yeah, so thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Um, Brother Remus up next. Shout out to Brother Remus in the house.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, beloved?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Good to be amongst the living again. Golly, where do we start? It's just like Sister was saying. Same sentiment. We that have been blessed with this word. I think about the Jewish community. They were blessed with the word. They was the leading knowledge group of people on the planet at a point. Had all that knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and the Quran reminds us we don't want to fall into. Well, we have all this wisdom that's gonna save the world, and we don't go tell enough people. We don't go tell the ones that y'all hear me. It's kind of windy. Apologize for that. But we don't want that blood on our hands. We don't want to. Almost like sometimes it seems like those of us that have this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, we almost have a spirit like, well, I'm good, I'm in. Or we just waiting for the Allah to come, tear everything up, so we can just get on the mother plane and get on up out of here or something. I don't know, but it's we got to get our people. And we know the numbers at the time: 17 million plus 2 million, and we know our people out here that the youngsters, I think about 30 and under particularly, and we know the frustration. The ones that are at least voicing their opinion and upset and mad at whoever came before NAACP. They're mad at anybody. They put the nation in that boat. Y'all didn't do this, you know. And so the reality is, because in truth, as Allah's tearing down this system, politics and all that, we got to develop muscles. And he said, getting that. Why is he going to the youth? I remember when that was live, when that video was live. I remember it was brand new. And why is he going to the youth? The youth are the ones that hit. They the voice. They the Pied Pipers. Kendrick Lamar. They not like us. We are the ones that speak a word that nobody else can speak. Us, black folks, North America, so-called Negroes. Our brothers from Africa, they come over, they learn from us. They're not training us on how to handle white folks or how to handle injustice. They don't have what we have. Caribbean, same thing. Those are our brothers. They got a lot to offer us, but they don't have the supreme wisdom. They don't know how to deal with these. They don't know how to go after our people with love. And so we got to step our game up. We all come into the nation, and Allah called us in. Might have been some charismatic brother or sister that said some words or something, but when you hear the minister, Allah talk to your heart, talk to my heart. There's instructions there. It's nice if the captain come with some instructions and the minister come with some instruction locally. But what if they don't? What if they busy doing some other stuff? What if we all got called into this? We got work to do. We got to shoulder some of this burden. Most of Elijah Muhammad's burden is on Minister Farrakhan's shoulders. He's sitting in that seat. So to me, if I love him, I got to go talk to somebody at the community center somewhere, something. I got to go grab a brother, buy him some juice. It's hot as hell out here, wherever you at. And so, hey, man, I did that the other day. Hey, man, I wish I want to drink. 3 or 4 brothers hanging out, 14-year-old, 13-year-olds. No questions asked. They didn't know me from Adam. Oh, okay. I went on, open the door to the liquor store, went on in there. I said, hey, as long as it's less than $3, don't get carried away. But, oh, man, thank you, man. We talked a little bit after that. And we got to reach out, ultimately build some rapport, invite them, take a look, something. We got to build rapport with our people because they are ours. We are them. We are theirs. And the rest of the world is going to be singing a song. They're not like us and try to take it from us and try to sell it back to us. We are the us that they not like. And there's a reason for that. And we got to get out here and really meet our people, talk to our people, see where they at. I get to know their names, their mama and them. And so the minister was dropping it on them then. It's true today. I appreciate you for sharing that. And let's do this, y'all. We made for this. It's our time.
Indeed, we have somebody in YouTube saying the NOI is dying. He spelled it DIEING. So first, let's start there. It's DYING. Let's start there. And if it was dying, you wouldn't be here. Now, how can you say the NOI is dying? Come to Sunni Islam, but you watching this page? Why you ain't watching your page? Why you ain't listening to who teach y'all? You spending all your precious time that you can't get back. You spending all this precious time that you can't get back over here when you could be over there reading, learning, becoming a better Muslim over there. So I don't know if it's dying if you spending your precious time that you can't get back. You over here. No, you need to be over there, man. But it's DYING, not DIEING. All right. Now just stick around, brother. You ain't got to do all that commenting and trying to bring in the negative energy. Just tune in, take what you can take, and whatever you disagree with, you know what? Be like, I can't agree with that part. But I'm more than sure, I'm 99.999% that the minister said something during this live that resonated with your spirit. And you said, man, I like that thought right there. So just lean on that part. So what we call it, brother, is settling on the best part of the planet. So instead of pointing out what you think is wrong and what you think, and all this, just say, man, that point that brother minister made, I ain't in the nation, because y'all got to give the disclaimer. It's okay to say, I ain't in the nation now. But man, that point he made right there was pretty good. Let's just have a good day, brother, and keep it positive, okay? I think Prophet Muhammad will want us to do that. Do it in peace, okay? So we're going to go to the next person. We're going to go to Brother Daniel.
Yes, sir. Praise is due to Allah. Wonderful wisdom for the person who made such a erroneous comment. The world is dying. The nation is rising. I was just really inspired by the way the father pointed out how fearless the youth are. I think about when he said that the young man was throwing rocks because that's all he had, but he wanted to fight. And the time called for a fight, but his dear mother didn't want her son involved in such. And therein lies the great divide because the elders don't want to fight. They want to go along to get along, and the elders are willing to accept trinkets for safety and comfortability, which is really not safety and comfortability at all, because at this time, the way this system is going, you barely can put gas in your car unless you really making it. The average man got to make over $100,000 a year to take care of family. That's just a fact. And anything less than that is uncivilized because it's just not enough. So two in a home are obligated to work and they had better at least be bringing in 50,000 apiece just to stay afloat. So we're at a time now where it seems to me that Allah is his hand is against the youth, not the youth, the wealth of Egypt, because as long as we're comfortable, we won't get up and fight. The youth don't have nothing to lose because they're not tied to this. They don't have that type of comfortability, so they're willing to take risks. They're willing to look within themselves and use their mind to try to make something make sense out of a system that don't make no sense at all. And I'm 51 years old, and I continuously strive to not have that mindset where I'm thinking I'm holding on to something, thinking I'm comfortable when the world is falling all around me. And I see when Allah tries me with many things to shape a certain mindset and comfortableness is really a blessing because separation is more important than prayer to teach that. And in order for my mind to be totally eclipsed and separated from a Pharaohic idea that this system can work, a lot of things got to be busted up to have more promise, more faith in the world to come that we can be a part of and help create, as opposed to trying to hang on to something that's dying. Dr. King said he was melancholy. He said, I feel I'm integrating my people into a burning house. It's burning, and they have the mindset of trying to get a bucket and put out a fire that's done already consumed most of the house. It's not a wise thing. So to hear the Father continuously deliver the message that we have to get up and do something for ourselves, we have to take the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding given to us from God through men, two black men raised up by God Himself. It is indeed a blessing. But as the scriptures talk about, the children of Israel constantly moaning and groaning because we don't want to do what we should do, and we find it more comfortable in Egypt. It's a sad reality. I'm gonna have to get over that, accept wholeheartedly the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in the way laid out by the Messiahs, and walk in faith, overcome fear, and accept the truth, make those necessary changes in my personal life, and beyond that, bring the word to the people and believe that our unity is more powerful than an atomic bomb by living it. So that's what I get out of this family. Thank you.
Another thing that stood out for me was when the minister said, um, he said, we need a new educational system that's coming out of God and out of us. Out of us. There was a sister who recently got in my program that I think y'all should get into. I'm going to just say it. It's right now. You guys can get it literally 87% off. Just letting you know, those of y'all who got who got knowledge and service, great information that you know could impact more people, and you would like to impact more people and get paid for it, it's 87% off right now to the end of the month. But she got in my program and she told me, she said, I've been so overwhelmed with these other programs and I just don't get it. Like the social media is not making sense. Then another brother offered me this AI stuff and I just could never complete it. And so when she got in my program, she said, I love it. It's step by step. You make it easy to understand. Of course, I'm going to tie in the teachings with it. I got the scripture with it. I'm mindset. So I'm saying that to say, we think because something is already out there Oh man, they already got that going on. They already got a school for that. They already got that. But what God has put in you, what God has allowed you to experience, man, you're going to give the information that may be similar, but the way you do it may just be what somebody else's need, and you're really keeping them away from God. Because God is working through human beings and working through you to reach them in the way that you gonna get it, the way that you gonna give it, and the way that you gonna put it together. And that's gonna be the answer for somebody. Your story. You may say the same thing somebody else is saying, but your story, your way, what you've been through that you may think is negative is what's gonna connect with them. So he said we need a new, because see, we have gone through certain experiences that other people haven't. We can relate in ways because of your lifestyle, which gives you, it's like, it's kind of crazy because what many of us think is unfortunate is really a blessing sometimes. Like, for example, there's certain people that can't really reach our people because they don't know how to speak to them. They don't know how to relate to them. So, man, it's hard to explain, man. It's kind of like, man, it's like, bro, when you grow up around what you think was unfortunate, that becomes an asset if you just become a problem solver because you've experienced the problems. Like, you know what it feels like firsthand. You know what you're thinking firsthand. Like, I know what Sister Dr. K said, oh, well, I got the bills and then I want to do this. Like, I know what that feels like firsthand. To be in a position like, bro, I got 5 days to pay the rent. But this course right here, I need this course that's going to teach me what I need to get out of the condition I'm in to not be able to pay the bill. So I got to make a decision now. All right, I got 5 days. Okay, well, let me get it today because hell, if I got to do some side jobs for the 4 other days to make up for the rent. Like, I know what that feels like to be in the valley of decision. I'm in the condition that's really, if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to keep finding myself struggling at the end of the month. But then if I invest here, it's like, but how fast is it going to work now? Because I need this bread to. So then I go introspect and say, brother, now how powerful are you? How powerful are you? Because at the end of the day, you are the common denominator. You go here, is you. You go here, is you. What you gonna do? Do you got it in you to go get it back, boy, if you lose it? Because it ain't, see, and I heard, and I want to play this video for y'all. There's this guy, Alex Hormozy. He said, any course can work. Is you. Any program could work. Even if you get one thing that changes, it's you. And I said, wow, I've always thought that way. I've always thought, if I get this program, man, and I believe in me enough that I can go get it back. Go get whatever I paid. If I just learn how they put it together, it was valuable for me. Damn, I was expecting them to teach me a little something different. Okay, but how did they attract me? See, this is how I'm thinking. How did they attract me to even get me to buy this? See, that alone was valuable to me if I think from that perspective. But if I think from another perspective, man, I didn't get what I thought I was going to get. Oh, man, I didn't make $5 million. What was on his landing page that made me say, you know what? I need to get this. So I now need to jot that down so that when I'm ready, I can at least do what I did get, but I would not have even noticed it or thought about that if I had the wrong mindset. So I'm always learning. So I'm going to win either way. Because I'm going to look at your email and say, what did they say in this email? How did they craft the email that made me say, I'm going to go ahead and buy it? So even if I didn't get what I thought I was going to get in the course, I still won because of my mindset. So I know it. So now it's like, okay, shoot, what can I put together? What can I go get? What can I go find? And use what I did learn to make up that little 500, make up that little 250, make up that 1,000. So whatever condition you in, if you think it's bad, if y'all just listen to me, man, it is an asset because you're now forced to come up with ideas and come up with solutions. And when you're going to offer your solution, your education, your system to somebody, you're not speaking from on high. You're saying, hey, sister, I know where you've been at. I know where you've been, brother. Matter of fact, I've been lower than you. Let me show you how you can get. So I just look at it, man, from that perspective, man. So those of you all who have things in your mind, those of you all who have things in you that you know, if more people knew what I knew, if more people had this, it would help them. Take the leap, y'all. All I'm saying is take the leap. What's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? What's worse? You sitting around saying, man, woulda, coulda, shoulda, and you keep getting older by the day. Or let me leap out here. And you know what's the worst that can happen? You find out what you did wrong and you go back and revamp it. But at least you made some progress moving forward. You will never know what you need to correct if you never jump out there. See, some with digital real estate. Oh man, I jumped out there. I said, oh, all the knowledge I got, here it is. I just threw everything in the core. Oh, it's right. A lot of people won. A lot. Man, I was on a meeting yesterday. I told y'all this keep happening. I was on a meeting yesterday. I'm trying to learn from them. I'm trying to get into what they program got to offer. Here you go again. Brother Ben, bro, I've been following you for 6-7 years with that digital. I don't know who I'm impacted, but that first version, the version I got now, was way more reformed. But I just took the leap, man. Hey, this is what I learned. This is what I know. This is my experience. So I learned how to refine it over time. But if I sat back and said, well, I don't think it's good enough yet. I don't think it's good enough yet. No, I don't think it's ready. I'd be sitting here right now with nobody impacted. So it gets better when you take the leap. So what is the worst that can happen is some of the things that I say. Man, what's the worst that can happen? What you learn, what you could have done better. You get the correction. You're now able to be a scientist and see, okay, what do I need to fix? Or the worst thing could be I do nothing, stay in the condition that I'm in that I'm not pleased with, and I never go find a solution. Because one, I'm afraid to invest in myself, and I'm afraid to get out there, so I might as well just give up and say I'm cool with where I'm at. Because nothing's going to change if I don't. So those are the thought processes that I have. So don't be afraid to put yourselves out there, family. Whether y'all go with my program or not, go watch 1,000 YouTube videos and figure it out. I'm not trying to convince y'all to get in my program. Now, I do believe it's a shortcut of y'all. Tap in. However, if you don't, I'm just saying, bro, believe in yourself and jump out there because you're not going to grow if you don't just take the leap. I mean, a lot of us in the hood, that's how we learn how to swim. We just jumped in the water and got to paddling and learned over time. Same thing with life. It's not going to be perfect. So stop thinking it's going to be perfect. Okay. All right. Let's go to sister. What's up, man?
Assalamualaikum. Just listening to the minister, him talking about the child that was trying to throw the rocks. I mean, the child felt, I need to do something. Just like you were saying in digital real estate, he didn't just say, okay, I'm not going to stay here. I might not have a gun. I might not have a knife. I might not have a Uzi. I might not have none of these different things, but I'm going to go with what I got. And the mother, being a mom, being a nurturer, because parenting doesn't come with a blue book, right? She did what she knows. Like you said, the messenger said, what you know, what you don't know, you don't know. And that's what it is with our youth versus the children today. The minister knows because he's getting his information directly from two people. So he knows. The elders not necessarily not knowing, they only going by what happened to them. They were once slaves. And if not, their parents or their grandparents was once slaves. And so they don't have that information. And because they didn't pass the information to their children don't know. They don't know who they are. They don't know whose they are. They don't know where they came from. Nothing, you know. And so they think that we manifested from slavery. Like that's where our history starts, and that's not necessary. That's not true. And because of that, they have the mindset, okay, I'm just going to go from here, and have discipline. They lack thereof. So yes, this is the generation that has no fear. However, they don't have any guidance. And that's why the two need to marry. And the minister said, how is it that you can't talk to the youth, but I can? See, he got something there. How can you not talk to the youth? But we have something too. If we're learning from the same teacher he's learning from, and he's giving it to us straight, uncut, raw, then where are we at? Why are we not going out to get our people? Because it's something that we had in us, that fear. And so we got to come out of her, people. We got to come up out of her. And so we can leave that fear behind. And we don't have to look back and say, okay, look what they have done to me. But we look forward and say what God has done for me. And we look at this educational system, and the minister, we don't need this educational system. It doesn't merit nothing, okay? Because there's people that's being taught, and they train their children. I know I do for mine, and it's not the same traditional way that they teach in school. I don't even know their way. I just know a way that Allah seen fit for me to teach my daughter and others. Like, I don't know their way. And so when I say something, some people, oh, well, no, that's not the way. No, that's not your way, but that's my way. And it works. And it works for me. And my daughter is learning another way and another system, and it makes a difference to her. And so she is learning a certain type of way.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
On the lecture today, I really liked it, and I was learning from the lecture because it talked about how my generation is doing different things, and when I watched it, it spoke to me. I'm really good in math because of my mom, and because of her, that's the reason why I'm smart. Because she put all this stuff into me and decided to put it into me. And that's why I love her. I know how to read, write, multiply, and divide. And I'm learning how to write a book, a pre-book for children. My mom and I do great together. And we're making a program together. And I'm really excited about our new program. It really makes me excited because when I do make it, other children will be able to be smart just like me. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Man, I have something that I've been working on. I want y'all to check out. Man, I've been putting together these little AI. Oh my goodness, Sonny. I've been putting together these little AI, little motivational things. And it's gonna motivate. I think it's gonna motivate y'all. So the voice is all AI, right? So we write it with AI, and I put a little music behind it. Check this out. Let me know what y'all think. Oh, it's gonna be good. Boy, look at this. Oh, hold on, here we go.
Take a deep breath and give yourself a moment to feel truly seen. Your journey is not an easy one, and I want you to know that your efforts are not unnoticed. You are striving every day, not just for yourself, but for your family, for a legacy that will outlast you. It's easy to get lost in the daily grind and forget the larger picture, but remember that what you are doing is monumental. You are laying the foundation for generations to come, and that is a powerful and noble endeavor. Building wealthy families believes in you and your vision. We see your sacrifices, your dedication, and the love you pour into your work. You're not just building a business. You are creating a future where your family can thrive. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, is a step closer to that brighter future. You are not alone in this journey. Feel the collective strength of those who believe in you, who support you, and who share your vision. Your efforts are bigger than any single day or task. They are a testament to your strength and commitment to something much greater. So take this moment to reflect on your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. You are making a difference, and you are deeply appreciated. Keep pushing forward with the knowledge that you are loved, understood, and supported. Your legacy is being built step by step, and we are here to cheer you on every part of the way. With all our support and admiration.
Yeah, so I'm putting together a little playlist, that's going, that can speak to you, a little music in the background. And so I made this one right here, and that was all AI. It do sound like Michael Jackson on it. This one right here is for my digital real estate students right here. So this one right here for my digital real estate students who just need that motivation to get up and go get your business going. This right here.
Hey there, champion. I know life gets busy, and sometimes it's easy to take your amazing skills for granted, but it's time to shake off the slumber and rise to your full potential. You've got a treasure trove of talent just waiting to be unleashed on the world, and today is the day to make it happen. Remember, digital real estate isn't just a buzzword. It's a golden opportunity to reach new customers, impact more lives, and bring in the success you deserve. And guess what? Brother Ben X believes in you and wants to see you win and grow. So let's make him proud. Forget about overthinking and getting stuck in analysis paralysis. Pick one thing, yes, just one thing that you're going to dominate today. Whether it's creating killer content, reaching out to potential clients, or refining your online presence, put all your energy into making it happen. Think about your ultimate goal. What does success look like for you? Is it financial freedom, impacting more people, or building a legacy? Keep that vision front and center to fuel your motivation and drive. Not everything is equally important, so prioritize your to-do list based on what will get you closest to your end goal. Focus on high-impact activities that will move the needle. Write down 3 things you want to accomplish today. Be specific and realistic. Here's a quick example. Create and post engaging content on social media. Reach out to 5 potential clients and improve one aspect of your website. For each goal, write out a simple plan. Spend 30 minutes brainstorming ideas, 1 hour creating the content, and 30 minutes posting and engaging. Research and list 5 potential clients, draft a personalized message, and send it out with confidence. Identify one area to improve, research best practices, and implement the changes. You have everything it takes to make today a breakthrough day. Remember, every small step you take adds up to massive progress. So get up, get focused, and let's make things happen. Your success story starts now, and the world is waiting to see what you can do. Brother Ben X believes in you, and so do I. Let's win together. Go crush it.
And I've been sitting here talking, but yeah, I was saying that's just like the little playlist I'm putting together that y'all can listen to when you're working out or when you get up in the morning. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on, man. And that's all AI. That's all AI. It's crazy, ain't it? I'm gonna come up with I'm gonna do an audio book. Yeah, I'm gonna do an audio book for Coon Fire Coon, Sister Randisha. That's what we need to do. I'm gonna do an audio book, and I'm gonna have AI read Coon Fire Coon, and let y'all download it so y'all can listen to it versus reading. What y'all think about that? So all of y'all who sitting at home, you thinking about, man, I need a book I can write. You can write the whole thing with AI. The whole thing can be written with AI. Okay? So thank y'all for listening, man. I hope this message this morning or this afternoon was powerful for you guys and something that sparked your mindset. And so I'll see some of you guys tonight at 7 p.m. if you are inside of the community. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum. No, you can't have my phone now. You can't get the phone.
Is Brother Ben here? Brother Ben. Now, Ben got a heck of a program. A lot of people listening to Brother Ben. And Ben tells them about the minister. And Ben tells them about the minister.